Purugly is a completely misunderstood Pokemon. We're rating them all, and that's partly due to how strong everyone thinks it is. And to be fair, when you fight that one early on in Sinnoh, it is, but the key word there is early on. In reality, Glameow doesn't evolve into Purugly until level 38, and at that point, sure, its 112 speed is still befuddlingly good, and its 82 attack is decent, but it's just really bad otherwise. To be fair, yeah, I guess Thick Fat is a nice ability, and its move pool is pretty good with Fake Out, Charm, Body Slam, and some decent coverage in Gen 4, and adding both Play Rough and Sucker Punch in Gen 8 is really nice for sure, but not quite enough to bring it out of the shadows cast by its poor stats. 3 stars. And its availability, as we went over with Glameow, is ridiculous. You can only get it in Pearl and Shining Pearl after the 5th gym. The only thing saving it from a late evolution penalty is the fact that you only have to raise Glameow maybe 10 levels to evolve, so it'll stay 2.5 stars. However, its concept is at least a bit more interesting than just a basic cat. Surprisingly, I don't see any reason as to why it went from glamorous to ugly other than time being a cruel mistress, I suppose, but the way that it uses its tail to bind its waist almost like a corset is actually pretty funny. 2.5 stars. And its design, though it is not really appealing at all, that is kind of the point here. Now, usually I don't go along with that logic, like just because a Pokemon is supposed to be weak or unavailable doesn't make it any less weak or unavailable, and its scores should reflect, but for design, that's a bit of a gray area. I think as long as it's both purposefully and successfully ugly, as well as still maintaining that line of it's a Pokemon, it has to be at least somewhat endearing idea that would indicate a good design. And Purugly does check those boxes. The frayed whiskers and look of an overfed mean cat of a mean stepmother or something do portray that idea well. It's not some amazing design, but I don't think that it's quite fair to just write it off as ugly. 3.5 stars, which does mean that Purugly's final score is 2.875 stars overall, and it lands in the bottom 5.